How historic does this appear to be?
Well, the history here is that Democrats, by all rights, in a president's first midterm with double-digit inflation, president's approval rating in the 40s, Democrats, frankly, should have been wiped out, and they weren't. The fact that they're still in the hunt for the House, although it's likely to go to the Republicans, the fact that the Senate is still on a razor's edge and could go to a runoff, frankly, no one, I think, in the Democratic Party would have even thought that was a possible odds, a year out or 2 years out after Biden was elected. So just that alone adds to the history of it, and I think add to that some of the historic firsts in this new class of members of Congress and governors, and you do have one that's going to be remembered for a while in 2022.
Well, as you mentioned, it does appear that the Republicans are going to take the House. If the Democrats manage to take the Senate, what does this mean for President Biden's agenda?
Well, if the Democrats are able to take the Senate, it doesn't really change the fact that they won't get things through the House. So Biden is going to have to work with members of the other party in the House to get things through. But the Senate means you get to get your judges confirmed, get your appointees confirmed, and that's a huge lift off of the backs of a White House. So I think if you're going to take one chamber or the other, you'd probably take the Senate. But the fact is that divided government is not good for governance.
What about the Republicans? What are we going to see in the House? Are we going to see investigation after investigation, or how's that going to play out?
I think that's the main thing. I think, more immediately they're going to be looking to get some leverage over spending cuts because by virtue of controlling a House of Congress, you can help in terms of the debt limit for the nation. But mostly this is going to be about investigations. You're going to hear a lot of allegations out there. They're going to disband the January 6th committee almost certainly. And one thing they're even talking about doing is investigating that investigation.
What would you say is the one lesson that Republicans should learn from last night, and then the same for Democrats?
I think for Republicans is that Donald Trump is a double-edged sword, and in fact, he had a pretty terrible election cycle. Whatever they want to think about it, the losses almost certainly would not be as bad if not for Donald Trump as a continued hold on the election. The lies he continues to spread around the last election, not a positive thing for general election voters. And I think for Democrats, it's to know that you can't really consider anything to be in the bank. If they lose the House majority, it'll be because they've lost some seats in places like New York and Oregon and California, very blue states where they may have been caught just a bit napping.
And they lost here in Virginia, District 2, the seat that Elaine Luria held. Of course, redistricting played a part in that. How much did redistricting influence what happened last night?
Yeah, frankly, it was huge. I mean, Florida, there were 3 Republican takeovers of Democratic districts, almost certainly because of redistricting. Democrats were hoping to get their revenge where I'm sitting right now in New York, but a judge threw that out. And in fact, some of the districts that end up being redrawn are probably going to be losses for Democrats. So that process, being in control of that process, is a huge deal.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for talking with us and enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.